Broadchurch carried on its run this week. We got...
God, he didn't he paint the picture with these words?
It's like I'm there.
I was going to try and use some analogy of a sort of car gradually running out of fuel, but so I mean, you could just repeat what I said last week, really, about them continuing the investigation into. I mean, the police storyline, the Julie Hesmond-Hall stuff, was pretty much more of the same, really. I mean, we delved more into the life of the taxi driver who,
the liar.
It's like a regular.
Why did he have to be called Clive instead of what his name is?
I think that just was a little to show how much of a liar he is. I think
in news that I'm sure Luke is very happy about. Mark Latimer is now wanting to go after Joe Miller again in court. And there was also the stuff we got a bit of follow up on Olivia Colman's son. What's his name now? Tom
Miller.
Who was still looking up porn on his phone and got punished by cleaning the church. Nothing, though, on the follow-up of the Broadchurch Echo, though. No Maddie.
Can I just add in there? Are we supposed to believe that the scene that he and his mate were watching could possibly have been the attack on Julie Hesmond-Hall's character?
I thought there was something in that. I don't know.
I don't know whether it is. Or is that supposed to be a red herring that he's throwing in to make you think that?
I'm not sure. Really, this to me is now something that I'm sort of just half watching because I know we're going to talk about.
Okay.
I put it on Twitter last night. If the family if we weren't watching it as a unit, then this is me done. It doesn't do anything other than irritate me now. If you look at it, and perhaps you'll be able to see this in the next episode, Gary. There are no likeable people in it. No likeable people outside of David Tennant, who I sometimes find annoying, and Olivia Colman, who is almost too sugary sweet because everyone around her is annoying. Even Julie Hesmond-Hall, who I praised heavily in that first episode, I'm finding her annoying now. I don't like her character.
I'm going to end up being the Broadchurch apologist then, because I'm still liking this.
Why?
Why, Gary?
I like Olivia Colman and David Tennant. I think their interactions are believable.
But do you like the characters? Do you like the characters of Miller and Hardy?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why?
I do. Because I think they show there's that tension between them that you have to have between these people. You forget that David Tennant came in as her boss, and she was resentful of that. You got a little bit of that this week. A little bit, and they didn't mention it, but if you know the story of Broadchurch, you know that, and you know that there's that kind of like, oh, you're my boss and I have to respect you, but you're wrong on this occasion, and she's kind of almost mothering him again, isn't she, like she did in the second series. So I do like that. I don't mind the fact that all the men are scumbags. I almost swore there, sorry. And I think the fact is
that's
that although
you've been watching FX shows.
I've been watching FX too much, yeah. There is that now, and there is that nice reveal at the end where they show you the board. Now, normally when you get a board in a police show, you get a picture and 2 or 3 names. They are working this angle really well, that there is a multitude of suspects. And I know that infuriates you two, but I like the idea that the biggest job that they've got with diminishing, resources is that there are so many suspects and they know so little about a lot of them.
Doesn't that mean that the next episode will just be the same as the third and the second, just them interviewing more people?
Sure, but who have they haven't actually discarded anybody yet. They haven't said, well, it wasn't him. We think we've seen the guy that's done it. Is that fair to say that by now?
I don't care. Oh yeah,
no, that's the problem, and that's where I think we're going to struggle in the next couple of weeks.
As Luke said last week, finding out who raped her in the last episode isn't going to be like that big reveal, that big. What's the most you can expect from the finale, Gary? Is what I'm saying. There's not.
Well, I think if you're trying to tell one story, and I agree with you that a second story would be good. If you're trying to tell one story, then they find the murder. They find the person who did it in the last episode.
But what is going to be the impact of that on once it's he raped you? Oh well, now I can move on, sort of thing. Whereas in one. It was a murder that rocked every character in that town because it was Joe Miller, and that had an impact.
I wouldn't put it past Chris Chibnall to link it back into the.
Guaranteed, Joe Miller's going to turn up in this series at some point. it's far.
Here's a question. Here's a question.
Telegraphed that far too well, you know.
Here's a question I have. I've just picked these two actors out there, just thinking about things. If we replaced Olivia Colman and David Tennant with people like, I don't know, Neil Dudgeon and Claire Goose, we would not be watching this. This is a poor show elevated by two fantastic leads. That's what you've got to remember.